But I am Sharice Manor. I am a member of Scott Speakers Association on Scott Air Force Base, Club 9793. This year I'm serving as your program quality director. And this class is not to teach Distinguished Club program per se, but to help us develop a plan to get our clubs to Distinguished. Okay? Y'all so far away. All right, let's see. As I said, here's our objective today is to create a tangible plan so that we can reach Distinguished Club status. Every club can be distinguished this year. Every club. It is possible. But we have to do the work. I don't know if Rhonda shared it this morning because I can't remember what she said, but our goal as leadership, including your division directors, your area directors, they all want to reach for Smedley District. A Smedley District is the highest honor a district can get. So a district can get distinguished, they can get select, they can get presidential, but they also can get Smedley. So Smedley is what we're reaching for, and it's going to take all of us to reach distinguished. However, the beginning, we're going to start slow and we're going to try and reach our 5 goals before December 31st. Okay? So what is the DCP? In short, it is the program that Toastmasters came up with to show that there is excellence and success in a club over a year. And you can see the bullets here, high quality clubs enhance the member experience, which is true. Because if you're moving through your pathway and your members are being satisfied, then they tend to recruit more because they're enjoying the experience. Your clubs are progressing, people are moving around in officer roles. Everyone is starting to feel like they're growing, not just professionally, but personally. And there are 10 goals, and we'll go over each of those. The program runs from the start of a Toastmaster year, July 1st, to the end of the Toastmaster year, July 30th. So if you reach your 5th goal by June 29th, you're distinguished. Hopefully we don't take that long, but if it does, then it does. The program goals are in 4 categories: administrative, education, training, and membership. And one thing I will note a little later on, membership, not to be confused, the membership goal from the membership requirement. 5 goals, DCP, just Distinguished Club Program. 5 goals, distinguished, 7 goals, select, and then 9 and 10 are presidential. And this is how it looks. The membership requirement that I was talking about is what I have on the side. It says #goals. To be considered for recognition, you have to either end the year with 20 members or 3 new members from where you started. So if you look at your, and I don't have it up here, but if you look at your performance for your club, it'll have your base. And your base number could be 20. As long as you remain at 20 at the end of the year, you can be considered for distinguished status. If you drop lower, no matter how many goals you receive, you won't be able to achieve it. So you have to watch the membership. If you start with 13 as your base, you receive 3 new members at the end of the year and you now have 16, you are qualified to be recognized. Hope that makes sense.
Okay, so go ahead.
Oh, you are brand new.
So I've heard the 20 number, and that's the charter. And so you can have a club that's not actually chartered until you get to your 20. Is that?
As far as charter clubs, it is a hard 20. That's what's considered a healthy club number, 20. 20 is basically gives you wiggle room to, if you do lose a member, you potentially could reach back and get a new members during a year. As you know, they expect you to try to grow at least 15 members a year. That's part of the Smedley, the Talk It Up and Beat the Clock initiatives that are part. If you look in your club leadership handbook, it breaks the year out. So like August 1st to September 30th is the Smedley. We want to try and get 5 new members during that time, just in case you wane on the lower side. Talk It Up is February 1st to March. You try to get 5 there. It's just hard push, and then beat the clock is like right at the end of the year. But you should be trying to gain members every club visit or every club meeting. But 20 is the charter strength. Healthy club.
Okay, so when you say, when we look at our membership, if your base is at 20, we would need to get 3 new members to get to distinguished is one of the goals, to get to distinguished?
You remain at 20. Don't lose any at 20.
Okay,
The net growth is for clubs that are under 20.
okay,
So if they're 16 and they get 3 and they hit 19, that 3 additional members will be recognized. Part of your goal is to recruit at least 8 members. So if you hit both of those goals and you keep those people without losing any, you should potentially get there too. But the net 3 is for any clubs under 20.
okay.
Anybody else? So, the first point, and if you look at that sheet in front of you, the easiest point I will say to get is this first point where your officers turn in their club meetings.
Which sheet are we looking at?
Yes, that sheet. The sheet with that should have been the spreadsheet. You can take one. So down at the very bottom, it's an administrative task. It says officer list on time. Yeah. This is actually from the officers that are outgoing. Once they did elections and the new officers get elected, that list needs to be in by June 30th of the previous year. So that's one point.
We did it.
Most clubs have it. If you did it, it's okay, you can make it up. And then also under this as the October dues and the April dues. The key thing that you want to remember to do when you're submitting your dues is have at least 8 of your members. If you can get them all, that's better. Get them all to come back, but at least 8 to qualify for the dues portion of this point. So that should be 2 already. Your club has their list in on time, and then by October, when you have your dues in, we'll just say have them in by September 30th. Have those dues in by September 30th, that's 2 points already. Okay? So then there's training, which is officer training. So Toastmasters only requires 4 of your officers to be trained for the point. District 8 asks that every office be filled and that we can get all 7, but 4 is the minimum for TM. Okay? And you want to do that like you're doing, some of your officers are in the classes now. There's actually going to be several opportunities after this. Division directors will release their makeup training dates, so there'll be some flexibility. If none of those dates work for your officers either, they can find another district. If they do that, I will need to get an email from that other district just stating what the Toastmasters name is, what training they attended from that other community.
And you said there will be virtual ones as well. After this, there's another one that will be virtual.
Yes, the divisions will run those.
Okay.
So they will give me their dates and I'll pop them on their website and we'll send out a blast when we have all the dates. And anyone in the district is welcome to go to any of the divisions. It's just that each division will be responsible for holding one makeup. They may hold more, but they at least have to do one. Okay? So once those 2 are done, so that would be actually 3 goals already, right? Because this training, the makeups will be done, you'll have your officer list in, and you'll have dues. So we're already almost to distinguished, we're over halfway.
So attending this qualifies as enough for the officer training?
If they're in their officer class.
Okay.
My class is not an officer training per se, but those that are doing sergeant at arms and president, that qualifies them. And if they did it in June 3rd, some people already took the training, so I have that list too. Okay, any questions on this one? Membership. I will just say, don't get weary if people do leave, Sometimes jobs move, it's life situations. Sometimes I have to take care of a family member. If we're always looking to open our club up for visitors and guests, then we should be able to continue retaining that membership. But if you're a club that you have your set people and one thing happens to that person, you could jeopardize your club for even being an active club.
Right.
So you always want to at least try to stay at your base or above. So there are 2 times where you're asked to gain 4 new members on your plan. I look at it, this is how I ran our club to presidential. I looked at that first one as the first half of the year. I'm going to try and get 4 members. But our goal was to get 5 the first quarter and 5 the second quarter. So we tried to get 10. In that first quarter, I think we got 3. And then we did an open house the second half of the year. We did it in January. And then we had like events that we went out to. And we ended up getting up to 10. So the efforts need to be ongoing throughout the whole year. If you find that you can even plug your club somewhere on a bulletin board, put it there. Because just people look on Meetup, where's it called, Meetup? Meet Me, something like that I think Toastmasters uses a lot. They look on there. I was visiting one of the clubs in Division C, and I sat next to a lady. I said, how'd you know? She said, I looked online, and it just popped up. So people do random searches because they're at whatever part of life they're in for their own professional growth. So just make sure your information is always up to date. And if you say you're meeting in person, please let them know the location. Because there's sometimes they say, we meet in person and virtual, but there's no address, there's no Zoom link. Just make sure that your club officers have that. But my strategy would be to try to gain those 4 members the first half of the year, the second half. If you get them all before then, great. But,
What
okay.
were those 2 opportunities you said, something talk? Meetup?
Oh,
No.
the Toastmaster initiatives are Smedley. It's August 1st to the 30th. And you'll actually hear us talk about it now because it's getting ready to start. And we challenge you to get 5 new members. And then Talk It Up Toastmasters starts February 1st. And it lasts until March 30th. Keep in mind, January is club speech contest. So you're gonna be busy, so planning this is really important. And then you'll have your area contest in February, for those of you that are gonna compete, and then March will be division. So all of this is happening simultaneously, which is now why it's good for you to build your plan on what you plan to do for the year. And then the other one is Beat the Clock, and I believe it starts 1 April, and it lasts to the end of the year, June 30th.
Do we know what the topic is for this year's contest?
From what I'm told, that it moves and it rotates, that this year will be table topics. But it hasn't been decided. I think that's the next district executive council meeting. And it'll be publicized. Anything else on membership? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, you said active. Is there a membership level that you have to be active, or is that the 20 members?
Correct me if I'm wrong, some of you seasoned TMs. If you go below 9, you get an opportunity to have a coach.
Okay.
And that coach will help walk the club to good standing. And then I think if you don't make it that year, Toastmasters will put a little indicator on there that you're struggling. And then after that, if you don't make it, then they'll suspend you or something like that. But you have a chance. If the club tends to go down, you'll have a chance to get built back up with some expert in the district.
And your area director will be watching it too.
Yes. Yeah, so you have your area directors and your division directors giving oversight to you. So
Lots of help and time.
So this is last year's, because we don't have this year's information, but this is kind of a snapshot of what your distinguished, I'll say your report card looks like. Has everybody been able to just log in and see what that looks like? Anybody not, minus our guests? Okay. So you see Scott had 23 as a base right there in the middle. I think I can use something, right? Can I point? Yeah, right there. This is coming off the year that I was president. So we gained, I don't remember where we started, but we ended up ending with 23 people, which was fantastic. And so now our base,
It's 23.
it started at 23 and we ended with 13. Anybody know what happened with that?
Wow.
Look at all the goals we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Was it a corporate club?
So we didn't get distinguished. We're very sad about it because we did not maintain our membership. That is one thing that confused the crap out of me because I was like, what you mean? I didn't understand that there's a membership requirement and then there's the membership goal. So please don't confuse that. So we're very close. We ended with 13. So this year, our base is 13.
Okay.
So all we need is to get 3. And if we want to be,
You said 4.
is it 4 this year?
You said 4. No, she said 3.
No, if you're under 20, you have to get 3.
Right.
So if they're at 13, they have to get 3.
Yeah, just a net of 3.
But you said +4.
That's for the membership goal, not for the requirement.
For the goal.
Okay, go. Okay.
Sorry, I'm already confusing you.
No, it's not, so here's the difference, that's.
Okay, so
It just let me, that's something we have to pay attention to.
right here, the new members, they ask us to get 4.
Right.
We got one check for 7 and we needed 1 more.
Okay.
But you would think, okay, we got 7. Why didn't we make it? We still lost. Yeah, if we had, well, basically we lost 10. Even though we gained those 7, so how much did we really lose?
Oh, 17.
Yeah, we lost a lot. Can't do the math in my head.
So when you're looking at that.
Which one? The membership?
It's at line 7,
Right here.
the new members. So you got those 4.
So we started with 23, we gained 4, we had 27.
Right.
We gained 3 more, we got 30.
No, we're rolling.
And then we lost enough to get 13. What's that, 30 by 7? That's a lot of people.
Life was life.
However, this is something that our club needs to be aware of. We're a military club.
Right.
So we know that people are gonna move and we are not prepared for it.
Right.
So that's an added thing. However, this could happen in corporate.
We can't, that's why I thought it was a corporate club, because it happened to us. When the pandemic happened, all those people that were in office and used to coming to the meeting, when the pandemic happened, they didn't sign up when their sign up came again, because half of their leaders that were paying for it, they weren't there.
Yep.
So we had to get the buy-in again. It was a cycle.
Yeah.
You started so
We're
small
distinguished now.
at 23. That kind of hurt you.
Yeah,
And because you didn't grow.
right. So
Okay.
we grew, but then we shrunk.
Okay.
If those people never PCS'd or decided to, we had one man, he just decided he's done with TM, he's gonna live his life and be retired. So he left us, like that, those happened. And it wasn't something we planned for, but if we would have been watching it, we could have during the year said, for every person we lose, we need to get 2 more. Like that strategy. If we lose someone, we need to go get 2 more. And we're working on it, because we now know we can just do a net 3.
Right.
And get there, but we're gonna try to strive to get back to our required 20. But if we fail and fall short, we can get 3.
But can you explain why you were not distinguished?
Why we didn't make it? So if you break this chart up, right here, this blue box all the way down, these are the goals. We did make it if you look at the goals. But Toastmaster adds the membership requirement here. This is a must-have. Your membership must be strong or grown in order for this stuff to be considered. Yep. So we have a lot of clubs in the district this way.
Yeah.
We're meeting education goals left and right. We're even gaining members, but because we're losing people, we're all like almost with the exclamation. So we want to get out of almost That's why the big push is if you think your club needs a coach, let Patty Howard know right away. If you think you can coach a club into a strong place, let them know. If you want to try it, you don't know if you're strong yet, but just want to gain those skills, everything in Toastmasters, there's a roadmap for it. So they're going to help you if you want to do it. But we are really focused on making sure we help every avenue of clubs gain their membership back, especially since we're going back in person.
So it almost seems like they're focus-driven toward a well-rounded club, not just well-rounded individuals. But you have some people that'll just, they can do it all, and you can get all that, but that's not the point.
Well, it's not sustainable either, because people are gonna get burnt out too.
And they'll leave.
And it's a,
It'd be worse off.
yeah. So keep it a healthy community. No. Any other questions about this? I just wanted to show you how we didn't make it. We had the goals, but we didn't have the requirements, so, yeah. And then education. Those are the things that our clubs tend to succeed in the fastest, getting those levels done. What I noticed in our club, we weren't getting the lower levels done quick, we were getting the higher ones done, just because we did the lower ones earlier. But now it's kind of even. So hopefully you've had a chance to look at where your members are and what levels they are, because you want to go ahead and put them in. So going by this sheet really quickly, you have your first 4 members that complete level 1. What you want to do is put that member's name there. Talk with them. Say, hey, when will you give your speech? And hold them to it. And if they have life circumstance, they need to switch it, mark it, but you'll know. They will also know, and the club will know. So it holds the community, holds each other accountable. Do the same with your level 2. If you have somebody who's saying, okay, it might be the same person through the year. That person might be like, okay, well, I'm gonna finish level 1 and then I'll plan to do 2. It might be a different person. That's the advantage if you have more members, then more members can fill these slots. But if you have a small club right now, you're using the people that are there. So that's the point of this, to really put down dates. Have your VPE, or if you want to represent the club for a Distinguished Club Plan program, at the beginning of the club, have announcements. So-and-so is doing a speech next week, don't forget, because people, lives, as they say, people are busy and people forget.
DTM district training.
I'm sorry?
What's DTM?
Distinguished Toastmaster.
Okay.
So whenever some Toastmasters start working through all of their pathways, I think it's 2 pathways, a district leadership position, a club coach or mentorship, and then they do a project to earn Distinguished Toastmaster. And that's what are those things called? DTM, like PhD, what are, the abbreviations that were made behind their name after they achieved it.
Like a certification.
Sort of, yeah. But that's why it's important. The other sheet that I gave you, because it'll help you track. The district looks to see when you've held roles to make sure that you are well-rounded and you can at least operate in all of those offices. Okay, so that's what I just was explaining. Recognition. This is important and it's often skipped. Often skipped. Celebrate level 1. Woo! I'm finished because I was excited. I got in there, they'll tell you, I was like, yeah, y'all think I did a great job, yeah, okay. I'm really happy, I'm ready to go to level 2. And when you get behind and get excited, for some people like me that are achievement driven, we kind of thrive on it. Other people might not tell you, but they like to be noticed. Even if they don't want to jump and shout and have a party, they still want to be noticed that they're doing a good job. You're tracking them, at least keeping them forefront. The accountability piece, this will help with that. If you don't choose to use this format, and I will try my best to send it to you in a real Excel whenever I get to a regular computer, find what works for you. Just make sure you develop a culture where you are keeping accountable. Because a lot of times we go in a club and say, I'm putting our club on blast. We try to use free toast to get our people in, and people just, oh, I'll do that. We often end up in the first 5 minutes, you do grammarian, you do Toastmasters Day, and then we forget about the announcements. Oh, I have a speech, I didn't have a chance to put it in there. Like, We're really working to try and get away from scramble to plan. And that's gonna come with time and also building culture. So, little steps, but it's doable. Anybody else in that vein where free toast host is just not your friend? Do you guys use that, free toast host? Okay,
That's the,
We don't even, we use Toastmasters.
you do? Free toast host? It's,
I don't know the difference between free or paid.
oh, I don't know what it is.
We use
Well-
Toast though.
You do? Okay, so every club has a website through Free Toast Host. And we always say it, we should just say our Scott site, but Free Toast Host is the provider and it allows you to build your website how you want. You can connect your members to it so that you can send emails and it'll ask them, hey, you wanna do this role? Or if they select a role, you can put agendas there, you can upload minutes. I believe you can do a whole bunch more, but I'm not an expert in Free Toast Host yet.
I'm not an expert either, but for a website, it has limited capability, but it is built for the Toastmaster functions.
And you can use that as your splash page. If you say, hey, go to scotttoastmasters.org, that will be my splash page instead of sending them to Big TI. I just call it Big TI. You don't have to go find a club and find me, you just go to my specific club. And I think that class is being taught right now, simultaneously, so hopefully the recordings work and we'll get them all back. I'll be able to post those on the website since we're missing it. Okay, spread the word about what your club is doing in the district and publicly. Like we're on a base and when Pamela won speech contest for us, I'm like, we need a press release. Tell everybody, we did tell the base, but you know, little things, even if it's winning at the club level. This is what we're doing, we won this. If you help another agency near you, spread the word that you partnered with them. You know, have them spread the word about partnering with you. It makes a difference. Toastmasters name it goes a long way. And when have you ever noticed that when someone knows you're a Toastmaster, all of a sudden you're all things public speaking? Whether you're a guest or you've been in a long time. As soon as you say, I'm a Toastmaster, oh, would you do the introduction for that? Could you come over? And it really builds you. So they need to know that you are, and they need to know that your club exists in order to give your club those opportunities. And that is my last slide. Any questions? Anybody bring where their clubs are, their members are to build one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is the part where I would like to walk through it with you. So if you have that, if you got it and you want to do it on your own, you're welcome to have an extended break. But if you want to work through it, let's start putting people in places. May I just ask real quickly who you are and what club you're in?
I have a question. You mentioned there was new pathways that recently added. I was never really happy with the path that I chose or clicked. Is there a way you can ditch the current path and go to a different path? Or
Absolutely.
you just had to tell the VP?
You just start from level
Just
one,
tell the
though.
VP, that's fine, I have no problem with that.
Yep, you just, you sign up in TI for it. Let's see if I can use their internet. But yeah, you just sign up, go in and select the path that you want to do. Do you already know what it is?
Innovative planning is what I originally was signed up for. I didn't know you guys had new paths. I knew at least one new path, but.
Question, is everybody in your club enrolled in a path?
yes.
Who said yes? Wow,
Yeah, Cola.
that's good. You will look at your roster and it'll say no. Some people have just joined and for whatever reason may not be connected yet to the orientation or,
I want to update it, it seems like.
yeah. If it says no, just track with them to make sure that they've selected their first path. Because TI website is not that great and user-friendly to where you could just go in like, oh, where am I? They need a little bit of,
VPE needs to make sure to track it too, right?
I'm sorry?
The VPE needs to make.
Yes, that's who should be tracking it. The vice president, in my world, this is how I would see it working, if y'all don't mind my soapbox.
Okay.
I say you get some guests coming in, the VPR is doing their job and they're saying, hey, come see us. You know, they're giving you flyers to pass out and you got the people in there. VPR gets the guest, secretary grabs those names, sends them to your VPM. Your VPM says, hey, I am Sharice. I saw that you visited our club on January such and such. How'd you like it? I want to get you signed up. What day would you like to sign up? The VPN gives them a general orientation. Just, here's what we do. Here's our pathway. Here's what happens in the club. Did you have any questions? Get that. And once so I think the VPM should go ahead and give them the overview of the paths and then pass them along to the VPE. VPE, this person just joined. Of course, the treasurer is there to get them signed up. This person just joined. They were thinking about innovative planning. VPE then gives them that whole spiel. This is what it looks like. This is your base camp. This is how you get in there. This is your path. This is what you're working through. And actually, let's try and get you scheduled in for your first speech, your icebreaker speech. We kind of push people in as soon as they're guests and, hey, you know 3 things about yourself, don't you? And we just pull them in. But some folks like to go slower. Once they get in the path, the president should be given oversight. What happened this club meeting? What happened this week? Oh, we had 2 new members, and these members are ready to give their speeches, so that everybody's building on the work of everybody else. But yes, the VP does have the brunt of making sure information is passed to the club. Would you mind telling us what club you're from? Your name and what
St.
club?
Charles County, so I'm Phil Dennis, current president of St. Charles County Toastmasters.
First time holding office?
First time going into president. I've been VPR and VP something else.
Okay. So you're aware of what works at those levels and how.
I can tell you what hasn't worked, but.
We tend to cataract that first. Okay. Ma'am, over here, would you like to tell us your club and what if you have a role in the club this year?
Yeah, I'm Cheryl Hammond. I'm at Free Speakers Club.
Okay.
I'm Sergeant at Arms this year.
Sergeant at Arms. Have you held VPE or?
Yeah, I hold all the offices.
Oh, okay. We have an expert in the room. Madam, I can't see that, I'm sorry.
I am Rochelle McGee with Shalom.
Okay.
I am the current president, and this is my first role.
Welcome. Behind you?
Yes, my name is Bree. I am in the club Soul Influencers, and I'm Sergeant at Arms, and this is my first role.
Welcome.
Hello, I'm Darren. I'm with McBride Lincoln Douglas Club 51. And I will be doing the VPE role again this year. I've done it before, but realistically, I've done it all over years.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm with Cave Springs Toastmasters. This year I'm the president. I'm in past membership and Sergeant at Arms.
Cool.
I'm Donella. I'm with Scott Speakers Association, and I'm the current Sergeant at Arms.
And?
Vision C Director.
We'll go to you, sir.
My name is Curtis. I'm with Red Center 5000, and I'm current president, past president, everybody, there's something else and something else and something else.
Tanya Martin, I'm the VP of Education for the RGA Toastmasters Club, and I feel like I did a little bit of this last year, but not really all of it. When I was secretary, our VP of Education just got swamped with work, so I filled in for her, and I thought, that looks like fun.
We're glad to have you. Red hat in the back.
Hi, my name's Mike Marion. I'm treasurer of Anheuser-Busch Toastmasters.
I'm Keisha Kent.
I'm Keisha Kent. I am president of Ascension Health Toastmasters. I have been, my most coveted role usually is VP of membership. I'm a recruiter by trade, background in recruitment. So that's always what I look to. I've been now president to, I rolled over to be president again, and I am the Division E director as well.
Awesome.
I'm Paula Williams, and I am the VPE of Shalom Toastmasters and have had this role for like 3 times. Have been
She's gonna
also-
stay in it.
Have been area director twice, and that's where I am now.
Awesome. And Madam?
I'm Eileen. I am the president of the Washington Toastmasters.
Okay.
For staff.
Awesome. Well, before we go on, any questions? Nope? Okay. What area are you, your club in? Yes, Darren?
1251, area 1.
1. So you're in Division
We
C?
got distinguished.
Okay. So like I said, this is last year. Congratulations. Okay, so your base this year is 13. So you already know to at least try to get 3, but we're reaching for 20, right? Out of who's in your path and what would you be looking to put someone to complete your level 1s? And I'll ask this question to all of you. This is July 22nd. When do you want to encourage them to have the level done?
Now, yesterday.
So if you meet bi-weekly like us, those 2 weeks matter because we don't have 4 or maybe sometimes an extra. Somebody needs to be giving a speech every week. Do you do 3 speeches a club or do you do 2? How's your club structured? Think about that. You do 3? You do 2?
2 to 3.
2 to 3?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. Wow. Every week. They do twice a month as well. Okay.
How long is the meeting?
An hour and a half.
Okay. Anybody an hour and a half or longer than an hour? Okay. Hour and a half.
We have just an hour and I'm trying to get them to push it. It's a corporate club, so they have a hard time sometimes coming on time and staying the whole meeting. So it's tough for us, but that hour is our little.
Question for everybody in the room.
Question for all of us.
So I'm in a corporate setting, everybody's busy and everybody has different schedules. Do you tend to try and do Toastmasters over like a lunch hour and a half? How do you just show me anybody that thinks lunch is a good idea?
We do it over lunch, and we changed it because it wasn't over lunch, and because we do it over lunch, more people started coming. But then there was another team that started to have something on their lunch as a team, and so it conflicted, and we changed it. So we tend to kind of base it on what the need is. But I've been doing a survey with them, like every 6 weeks, because it has been changing. We see like in the summer, a lot of people have been on vacation, and so we didn't have meetings on certain days, and we kind of put them on other days to kind of accommodate. But it seems like a lot of movement though. It was a lot.
Yeah, we had every other week, but it's like on one day, the first week of the month, and then it's on a different day, the third week of the month. And it's because one of them's over lunch and another one's in the afternoon. Because if we have it the same time, the same week at a corporate club, some people will be completely excluded from being able to attend.
That's great.
That's why we did it like
And
that.
I know some covered for us are first thing in the morning too.
Oh,
7 a.m.?
First thing in the morning.
that's an idea though.
That's a big list, because we have some international people who attend ours too from overseas, and that would be easier for them.
And we just opened our club up now during COVID so that people from all over the company can get on because we're virtual. So it's no longer a corporate club as I think about it, so outside people can come in too, which has really helped us with membership too.
Anybody do theirs not the same time of day and week? Like you might do a Tuesday afternoon and then a Friday evening? to allow that flexibility. We entertained that once, trying to do ours on a Tuesday and a Friday, because we had a group that wanted to do a speech craft, and we just could not get to them, and they could not get there on Tuesday. And so we ended up not doing it, and we missed all those people. You saw, we went down to 13. We missed all those people, but sometimes if the club is willing to split, and a couple people do the Tuesday and a couple people do the Friday, you might gain some. Yes, sir?
Yeah, we've done a split thing
Yeah.
where we've had people do it, in the evening time, they're available.
That's an idea.
And we cut out all of the rest of the fluff stuff, and just did the speeches.
So just club activity, no business.
Right.
But that worked out for us when people were like, well, I'm not available that day, and you get more and more people not available that day, so Paula will send something around, what about this night? And so we'll get it and take care of that.
Okay.
You might have been at the point, I know we can do speak-offs.
What's a speak off?
Is that like a
Speak-off is
speak-up?
basically, you're just there, get the speeches in
Yep.
at the end of the year, and that's it.
Ah.
We've never done that in my 3 years,
So
but
that
I
was
know
in my
the
notes.
ability to do
Speak
that.
off?
Yeah,
We do it throughout the year.
just to get them for the points, yep.
Okay, so there was some notes, and that was in my notes. I think some people call them speak-a-thons or whatever. Some things that I failed to mention is what I am going to try and do for you as your program quality director. I want to make sure that when you have your officers trained, as long as you get this list to me, or you slide them up through your people, AD, DD, DDs can put them in, right? I think so. But if they fail and you have proof that you completed it, I will make sure that they get credited. I will double check the list.
Question on that.
Yeah.
With so as the division is doing the training, who's actually getting those things scheduled and getting people to actually do the training? Is that the division director that's doing
Yes, so the directors will schedule their date, put it out to your clubs, and whoever's teaching the class should be able to pass you the attendance. And then you can put it in, and if you don't have time, I can put it in.
But we need to schedule it.
Yeah, I need your dates. They just couldn't start before today. So from now until August 31st. You can hold more than one if you choose. I know Rhonda last year did one for each office. She opened it up to all the division. She just started on one night. My division director did one, just like a TLI, except no electives. He just had breakout groups. So I did a one-on-one training too, because it was needed, so we could beat the time. You may find that your division director might have to do a one-on-one. Area directors can do it too. So if we got opportunity and flexibility, just whatever happens, let the district know the dates so you can open it up. It just has to be available to the whole district. If I find additional trainings, I will be passing those down to your division directors to tell you. Since I'm in a group with the rest of our region, we're all Region 5, some of them have already started doing their makeups, and they do theirs a little bit different, but it's open to us. So I'll pass that information down to them, to you that way. Membership, open houses, plan them, make it easy on yourself. We did a potluck, we said come have lunch. We had a speaker come and give this is why I did this type of thing. Somebody who really loves it. You'll find those people who, they've been here 15, 20 years and this is their baby. Those are the people that, I won't say that we can, but they really reach because they're retired, they're living on a boat, but they still come to every meeting because of what Toastmasters has done for them. We found somebody like that and she gave a speech and there was our members. So find those people that are very good with the people instead of someone who might do this and, somebody a little polished. That will help in your open house.
And if I can add, you can also invite, somebody won, World Public Speaking Contest. That's what we had. She won second place and she came. So people who have never been a part of Toastmasters or didn't really know what public speaking was, they got to hear from someone who was accredited, basically.
Yep.
Somebody who's actually won.
And if your clubs are close, do a joint. Hold it together. And it takes a lot of the work off of if you have a small club and there's only a few people. You can share that load and then sign up the people you invited, like that. The Speakathon, there was something mentioned called a road show. I don't know what that is. Do you know what a road show? I will find out more about that and send that in the email, but apparently you can take the show on the road, and if you find that there's an event, you get a table. We are a 501c3 organization, so you can ask maybe, can you donate the space for me to have a table? You know, to kind of waive those fees. I know our club doesn't have money. So, yes, sir.
You mentioned roadshow. Once my club went out to a job fair and set up a table at a job fair. Would this fit into your description of roadshow?
I believe so.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Job fairs, education fairs. I wouldn't go go outside the supermarket and stand next to the Girl Scouts, but it might work.
That's another idea.
For your education,
Get those girls in.
get them to get you in
Yes,
there.
I was a Girl Scout
A box of cookies, whatever.
recruiter and leader for 13 years, so yes, get them started early.
Where are we on time?
And they do have a team program.
Youth leadership. That's another way, parents get involved with the things their kids are doing. And once their kids are like, I'm growing, hey, I need this too. Speechcraft. We will be having a district-wide speechcraft. That's something I forgot to say this morning. District-wide speechcraft. Patty is the lead on that. And it is essentially for the clubs right now that are low. So if your club is low, pull your resource together with the district that will get the bundle for you so that if somebody wants credit for being a coordinator can do that, but it'll be held virtual, and I think that it starts in October. So you should get some more information on that, but it will be district-led with the help of clubs, not like us, but educators will come from different parts of the district.
I have a couple of big questions. So with members, do I understand that they can only miss so many of whatever you schedule and stay eligible, or is that not right? Is there?
No.
Still not like that? There's no attendance? Okay.
Yeah.
But
Their dues paying member, I mean, you encourage them to be there as often as possible, but some people you might see once every month. We have a guy that's a DTM, he stays paid up, but we see him once a year because of his job.
Okay.
So, I'm talking about Josh. Was that your only question?
No, the other question is, so you talked about speechcraft, which would be something for non-members. How many sessions is that? I'm thinking we have summer interns, and if we were to incorporate that as just a boon for them to learn.
If you build it on your own, it can be anywhere 4 to 8 weeks. The district is doing a 4-week. It'll be evenings because the chair can only do evenings. And we think we'll get the most participation just because of work schedules. But a club can hold it on their own at the time that's more convenient for the club.
But I mean, if the district already gotta do it,
Say again?
if the district's already gotta do it, that would be.
And that's what I'm saying, we're trying our best to do what we can to help green this membership. When we pull the resources together, it doesn't stretch the clubs not burned out. You just get your people
That's
to sign up and attend. When they're done, they have a 6-month membership with you because they done paid for their dues to the club. And then it'll be your job as clubs to retain them and mentor them as they, finish up their first year. Other things that I should have mentioned is that I am trying to come alongside our Patty with mentorship. So if you need a mentor or clubs need a mentor, club members need a mentor, I'm the mentor. I won't say chair, but I'll say point of contact for now. So let me know. I'm willing to help. And then orientation. I'm having a new members orientation, and it's gonna cover a little bit of pathways too, but I wanna be able to take the load off of you if you have some new members or potentially new members. Send them on July 26th at 6:30. It's gonna be on Zoom. The information, the link is on the district website. And you can sit in too. Have your VPs sit in as well. That way we're all on the same page. Yes,
Wednesday.
it is a Wednesday.
So I have a question on that,
Mhm.
and this is sort of a pointed question, but last year, there was a new member orientation, and that really just covered what is the district. Is this one actually gonna be focused at the club and what you should experience, or what is the district?
Thank you.
And I like asking pointed questions.
I appreciate that,
Come on with it then.
because if it wasn't helpful, then we don't need it, right?
That's right.
Well, it's
My-
helpful for the members that are already in Toastmasters and really never leave their club.
This is really an orientation. What I explained to you of how I think the club should run, it won't be that, but it will be, welcome, here you are, here's what you need to know. One thing that I will kind of leave open is how clubs run. So they will have to definitely experience the club for themselves, because even in Division C, we have some very formal clubs, and then we got some not so formal. We still have some hybrid, so they do things a little bit different. For the people that are online, the etiquette is different, and even just the order. Some presidents open up and do their spiel, some do it at the end. There are some that don't do any business really, just make a few announcements. And then there are some that have like a full meeting, you take a break, you come back. Some people do speeches first for their community, and some do table topics. Some people, the evaluators also are given, if they did a best grammarian or like little competitions. I think somebody called them those full circle awards and stuff. Some people do those. So I won't speak to the culture of your club. I'm saying all that to say that. I won't speak to the culture of your club, but I will give a general, here's the things that you should see. You should see speeches, impromptu speaking, and evaluation. And then the roles of an officer, if they haven't experienced it yet, like just going up who the officer roles are, and for them to find you. If they don't know, if they haven't met you all, talk to you, and then how to navigate getting in their path. Hopefully, they are already enrolled in their path, and we can just talk through like how to complete it and whatnot, but if not, I'll help them get enrolled. All the things that I wish I'd known in person, because I joined as a virtual member. So for me, it was really easy, it felt like, and then all these things happen in person, oh my goodness. So it won't be all about district. If they ask me questions, I will explain, but no, it's for the member, so that they can come to the club and not feel like they're lost.
Is there a minimal amount of times you would want each member to have the opportunity to do a speech in a, just as a suggestion, in a planned year? Like, is two great engagement in terms of,
When they give their speeches?
how many speeches should they be able to get to in a year?
So I think you should try to get through your whole path in a year. I think it's ambitious, but one speech a month is very doable.
For every member? For every member.
You'll find that some people give a speech every week, but one speech a month is pretty doable for a new person.
Within the meeting time, or just out?
Oh, no.
No, I mean within the meeting.
Within the meeting time, he said he does 3. She does 3 to 4.
We have 2, because we only have an hour.
Yeah, it just depends. Our club does, we slot for 3. We usually have 2.
I guess the question is, like, if you have, if I have so many, and I want to figure out how many meetings I want to have, what's a good goal for each person to be able to do each within Toastmasters?
Excuse me. Okay.
1, 2,
Are you gonna meet weekly?
we don't know yet. Yeah,
Okay.
that's part of the planning.
Okay, her question to me, and I need your help. is what would be a good goal for her to strive for when she opens her club? How many people do you think you're gonna be scheduling?
Well, let's say we're gonna get that 20, right?
Okay, 20 members, and they wanna do speeches every week. How many speeches should she build in for her club meetings?
No, that's
The
the
20.
20.
She said that wasn't the question.
What, okay.
The question is, like, if I have 20 members, how many times should I have a goal for each of them to be able to engage in doing a speech throughout the year? So, like, should I say, okay, in the back of my mind, I wanna have many meetings, so each person could have at least 2 times speaking.
So that's kind of individually
Yeah, so I think we
driven.
just open the opportunity and let the
Yeah.
members, because it's really on the members to do the speeches.
And they'll lead that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have a
You
goal
can't
in
have it
mind,
like that.
you can have a goal in mind for them, but it's up to the individual to do it.
Yeah, you can talk with them and say, do you want me to help track you? And that would help you better gauge on where to put people. Like this guideline that I'm giving you right now, it's a guide. You might find that they're saying, nope, don't put me down because I don't know. But if they ask for help tracking, then yeah, but really it's individually driven. Like me, I take a long time to write my speech, so.
Just wanna let you guys know that some of the incentives that she was talking about are on the back of your handout.
Thank you. I'm sorry that we didn't get through plugging in names, but I will offer this. If you need help, let me know. My email and phone number should be somewhere on one of these documents. We can walk through it together. We can plan together, whatever you need. And I appreciate you attending this class. You got like 15 minutes, I think, for the next class? 10? Oh, sorry, y'all. I was trying to give y'all 15.